And they don't wear wedding rings either.
Then they must be wearing diapers.
Hello, and welcome back to Retsnobs. A few episodes ago, I reviewed Prince's classic film, Purple Rain.
A classic that you partly tore to shreds.
In that video, I teased the idea of reviewing his other films. We even got a comment about it. So, I'm putting my sobriety to the test, and we're going to review the movies. But first, a bit of backstory. In 2015, I became a Prince fan. It started with the Purple Rain and 1999 albums, as well as the Purple Rain film. Over time, I bought more of his albums and a DVD copy of his second film, Under the Cherry Moon. I even bought the soundtrack titled Parade for some reason. Eventually, I got the Prince 3-movie collection on Blu-ray and watched all 3 films. While I loved Purple Rain from the moment I saw it, Under the Cherry Moon was a different story altogether. I neither liked it or hated it. It just existed. It was only after I riffed on it with a couple of friends that I truly enjoyed it, though that could have been due to the company. Unlike Under the Cherry Moon, I didn't own Graffiti Bridge until the Blu-ray set. When I first saw that film, I disliked it. Not pure blind hate like with Christmas with the Cranks, but a strong dislike nonetheless. I'm sure you've noticed that I'm not doing the film Sign of the Times. That's because there isn't much to say about it. It's a concert film with no story. It's awesome, don't get me wrong. It has the best recorded version of Housequake I've ever heard. It's a showcase of Prince in all his glory. I know chunks of the film were re-recorded at Paisley Park, but shut up and watch this man move! Sorry, let's get to our review. Welcome to the French Riviera, home of American gigolo Christopher Tracy and his friend Tricky. It's just another manic Monday for Chris as he returns home from another night with a rich divorcee. He reads about a woman named Mary who's getting a $50 million trust fund for her 21st birthday. At her birthday party, Christopher and Mary meet. Mary shows a clear disinterest in Christopher and is flirting and is only dating her boyfriend for the trust fund. After a brief altercation, Mary has Chris and Tricky thrown out. The next day at the Palace Hotel's piano bar, Mary mentions that Mrs. Wellington wants to see Chris. At Mrs. Wellington's house, Chris realizes that he's been set up. Later that night, our dynamic trio goes out for a fine dining experience. Chris brings Mary down to his world by playing word games and dancing to a Revolution song. But the fun is interrupted by Isaac Sheldon, Mary's father. Does this mean Chris's chances of dating Mary are through? Does this mean Tricky actually has a chance with Mary? Does Christopher die like heroes die?
Yes, Christopher lived for all women, but he died for one.
That was a joke, movie!
Thanks for the present. Awfully sweet of you.
When it comes down to his acting, Prince is actually good in this film. It's an improvement from his performance in Purple Rain, and not deserving of a Razzie. To be fair, not every line delivery is stellar.
I am nothing without your touch, my love. I am nothing without your kiss.
You won't confess it because you're such a coward.
It is something. Something you don't know, and you won't confess that because you're a coward.
But that doesn't change how much I enjoy his character. His delivery is natural, and Prince has an undeniable charm. Christopher can be a jerk too, but not in the same way as the kid from Purple Rain. In fact, I think Christopher Tracy is a likable character. This is my favorite Prince character since it allows him the chance to be genuinely funny.
Oh, you're obnoxious.
You probably real quiet at first.
Oh.
He's a little possessive, don't you think?
And then you get loud.
Oh! This is silly, and you're a child.
I go to dinner without my father's permission. Jose says what? And then you get black. Oh, shit! Christopher, oh, shit! Oh, baby!
My praise also goes to Jerome Benton's performance as Tricky, Chris's loyal friend and sidekick. Compared to basically playing himself in Purple Rain, Jerome plays Tricky as the equally likable partner of Christopher. Tricky's personality complements Chris's personality well. He's a great comedic supporting character. His many scenes with Chris offer some of the film's better highlights.
You ever been to Miami, baby? I have. What's the matter, afraid to die?
Yes.
What'd you do that for?
Because of the full moon, I'm a werewolf bitch in my ass.
If you don't tell us what your partner is, you can kiss your eyes goodbye.
Goodbye.
The music in this film is incredible. Though unlike Purple Rain, the music mostly serves as background. The only exception is Girls and Boys, but it's used as a random song for Christopher to dance to. But still, standout tracks include Girls and Boys, Kiss, Sometimes It Snows in April, and Christopher Tracy's Parade. There's also the B-side, Love or Money, and an instrumental version of the song Under the Cherry Moon. While I do enjoy Christopher and Tricky, I can't stand Mary. My God. She has no idea how to talk to people, and the only person she thinks about is herself. It's like she had an arc where she became a better person, but the filmmakers left a bunch of character building scenes out.
Wanna dance?
I never dance with my clothes on.
I noticed.
Bonsoir.
Good evening.
Ah, so you do have normal clothing.
I hate these clothes.
I think it's a vast improvement. There's nothing in Miami but people who weren't born there and drugs.
Kristen Scott Thomas is not the problem. She's great in other films, like Nowhere Boy, where she plays John's Aunt Mimi, or in Darkest Hour, where she plays Clementine Churchill. It's the character of Mary herself that's the problem. The story, on paper, is decent. A man tries to woo a woman for her money, but he slowly falls in love with her. The problem is, the execution leaves a lot to be desired. Because Mary is so selfish, how did she even fall in love with Chris? And a bigger question, how could Mary be abducted if she got in the car willingly? Her mother passed up before Mary even stepped towards the car, sure, but her mother did see and hear Mary go to Chris. All those security guards, and no one's gonna back up Mary choosing to go with Chris. Hey, the story may not be so hot, but the dialogue is worse. I'd be exaggerating if I said it was completely terrible. Some lines are good.
Well, I was in the neighborhood and
And you got lost.
In the morning. Make love at 7. I called you 5 times last night. Now, where were you?
with me. Christopher ain't gonna fall into that trap. No? Too cool for that.
Get the ladder. Shut up. Get the
But it feels like for every good line, 2 bad lines follow.
Yo, Isaac! Stroke it a couple times for me, cousin.
Maybe if you took off your jockstrap, you'd be able to breathe easier.
And make sure you put a pillow up her ass. She like that.
You know, I could breathe a lot easier if the air weren't so utterly polluted by your presence.
I said I'm sorry, darling, but somebody has to go out and earn the pennies.
Now, I'll be fair here and say that this is just what I think is bad. Last thing to mention is that this film is presented in black and white. This was a mistake in my opinion. Look, I've heard that Prince tried to capture the look of a classic romance film. He would have achieved it if it were in a more timeless setting. This film screams modern for that time. When Mel Brooks made Young Frankenstein, the sets, costumes, and shots looked like they were ripped straight out of a Universal monster film. Under the Cherry Moon looks like an 80s film in black and white. I feel like this film should have been presented in color, because it would look beautiful. In fact, this leads us perfectly into...
You ain't funky at all. You just a little old prude. Just a little rich party poop.
From what I've heard, this film was shot in color film, then desaturated to black and white. Thing is, if the original full-color negatives still exist, Warner Brothers would be insane if they didn't release the film in full color. I want Prince's colorful wardrobe the way it deserves to be seen. However, that doesn't mean I want to see the black and white version erased entirely. After all, it is what Prince ultimately wanted. In fact, Warner Brothers copied off of Shout Factory's homework. Their release of the Frank Langella Dracula included both that film's color timings. Do the same for Under the Cherry Moon. In 4K, please.
I love you.
Don't love me.
This film is a mixed bag. There are things I like about it, and things I don't. Christopher and Tricky are fun characters played well by Prince and Jerome, and the music is great. But Mary is a miserable character, the story's execution doesn't work, and making the film in black and white was a waste. On to the next film. Things in Minneapolis have changed. Billy's dead, Francis L is dead, and Apollonia might as well be dead too. The First Avenue is now jointly owned by the Kid and Morris, and is now called Glam Slam. The Revolution have been disbanded and replaced with the New Power Generation. Oh, and Morris and the Kid are rivals again. On top of that, Morris wants money from the Kid, and the Kid's half the club. Suddenly, a new woman named Aura comes into the Kid's life. However, she's more of a muse than a love interest. And Morris is also interested in Aura. Did I forget to mention that Morris wants money from the Kid and his half of the club? Oh wait, I did. And George Clinton is here. There's a random kid. And Mavis Staples playing someone named Melody Cool. And the Kid is spiritual now, at least according to Morris. The question is, have I lost my mind? Outside of a few references, how is this a sequel to Purple Rain?
I think I'm gonna need a drink.
The king has arrived.
There isn't much about this film I like. The only thing I like is the music from Prince. He's still writing killer tunes like New Power Generation, Elephants and Flowers, Thieves in the Temple, The Question of You, and Tick Tick Bang. Actually, there is one other thing I like. Prince puts in a decent return performance as the Kid. Of the few returning characters from Purple Rain, the Kid is the only one that's really changed. He's evolved from the angry, very young man of Purple Rain into a kinder, wiser man. The Kid can still rock the house, just like the man who played him. The tone and style is jarring when compared to Purple Rain. It's like going from Death Wish to Death Wish 3, or if Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was somehow a sequel to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The world of Purple Rain was realistic and gritty, feeling like our real world. The world of Graffiti Bridge is so over-the-top and stylized, it feels like a different world altogether. Graffiti Bridge is set in a world where spirits exist. A character like Aura would never exist in Purple Rain. But that's not all. This film pales in comparison to Purple Rain. The music, while good in its own right, doesn't hit like it did in Purple Rain. The film's ending has no impact on me. Aura dies after being bumped by a Jeep, and I still don't care. Still Would Stand All Time is nothing but downgraded Purple Rain. The ending of the film Purple Rain takes you on an emotional roller coaster. From the emotional depth of Purple Rain, to the reassurance of I would die for you, to the ending of pure joy from Baby I'm a Star. The song Purple Rain is the Kid's swan song. For all he knew, that would be his last show. So he went out with a bang. He gave that crowd everything he had. Graffiti Bridge does nothing in comparison.
He might still be saved.
If I'm being honest, I feel like my issues with this film stem from the fact that it doesn't feel like a sequel to Purple Rain. That's because this film wasn't supposed to be a sequel to anything. Graffiti Bridge was supposed to be an original film, but the box office failure of Under the Cherry Moon forced Warner's to tie Prince's hands and make this a Purple Rain sequel. I wonder if I would have liked it without the Purple Rain connection. While I love the music Prince offers with the New Power Generation, the rest of the music is nothing special. The time songs are decent, and both Mavis Staples and George Clinton are fine. Then again, George Clinton only appears in the song Weekend Funk. Melody Cool is a song alright, and Mavis Staples makes it better. As for Tevin Campbell's one song, Round and Round, it's an okay song, but it adds nothing to the story, just like his character. The acting outside of Prince is just fine. That even includes Morris Day, one of the best performers in Purple Rain. Morris still has his moments, but the character doesn't work for me like he did in the last film. Before we go, I just want to say a couple things. I was wrong about the Kid in Purple Rain. Calling him an asshole was reductive. He is a flawed character, yes, at times vain and childish, as well as being a walking contradiction. But he's not the terrible person I made him sound like. He does care for the people around him, he just has a hard time showing it. As for Prince's performance in Purple Rain, while I still wouldn't call him great, he's better than I gave him credit for. Yes, he's sometimes unintentionally funny.
You're lying. I can tell just by your reaction you're lying.
Answer me, motherfucker!
But there are times where his delivery is solid. Two examples are the scene after When Doves Cry, when he talks with his dad, and the breakdown scene when he finds his father's compositions. Like Michael Jackson, Prince could have been a good actor when given the chance.
What?
Maybe I just don't get Graffiti Bridge. Yes, there's good music in this film, and Prince puts in a decent performance, but this film fails as a Purple Rain sequel, with a film that's nothing like the previous film, and a lackluster ending. If you want to watch a Prince film, just watch Purple Rain or Sign of the Times. In fact, listen to Prince's music. Say whatever you want about his films, but his work as a musician is filled with classics. The Gold Experience is getting reissued soon, so give that album a listen. Sign of the Times in 1999 are masterpieces, and his Syracuse concert from 1985 with The Revolution, an incredible showcase of the Purple Rain tour, is also getting reissued soon. Almost all of his official music videos are on his YouTube channel. My point is, just listen to some Prince. His discography is expansive and has something for everybody. No matter your taste, there is a Prince for you. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time when I do something extra crazy. Hey, who wrote that line? Who wrote that line, man? You know, you make me look like an idiot out there. You know, you listen to that playback. Play it.
But you wrote it.
Oh, grow up!
This music is a little weak. Do you mind?
He gave her all the love in it, but never of it.